Hello there. My name is Michelle Francis, and I just have a few questions for you. So these are questions that oftentimes I like to ask people, especially when you need clarity as to why certain things are happening to you or why you're having certain experiences. And it's simple. It's a question around if you're tired of feeling unheard in tough conversations. I know that sometimes we run away from tough conversations, not because we don't want to have them, but we are scared as to how they will turn out or what they will turn out to be. So you want to know the strategies that you can employ or deploy for you to have those tough conversations in any setting where you are, most importantly, when you are in a romantic relationship, right? Do you hold difficult conversations that kind of like leave you frustrated and powerless? Now, this video is for you if you find yourself in that kind of a scenario where holding conversations can make you feel powerless, make you feel frustrated. So, how do you then have an assertive communication? Because the truth of the matter is, every relationship thrives on communication, whether platonic or romantic, whatever kind of relationship you're talking about, it thrives on communication. And so, the first thing you want to do if you want to have an assertive communication is to first of all realize that communication doesn't necessarily have to do with what you're saying, but also about the person understanding what you're saying. So I remember recently I did have a talk conversation with a friend of mine who, of course, kind of like had an issue with something that I was doing and it wasn't voicing it out. And at some point, I started voicing it out, but it seemed like it was repeating the same thing over and over. And so he made a point one day, and that's a come out clear, say, look, this thing you're saying is not how it is, and I really don't want to talk about it again. I explained everything in detail to him, what I meant, what I was trying to say. I tried to make him understand, but then he didn't walk to start saying, you know what, this is becoming an unnecessary conversation. So let's look at it this way. So I needed to be assertive in what I was saying. I needed to be assertive in what my position was, not because I was trying to undermine his own position, no, but because I wasn't feeling he was hearing me. I wasn't feeling like he was ready to listen to me, but he wanted his own point made. So what is assertive communication? It is a communication style where individuals clearly and respectfully express their thoughts, feelings, and needs while also acknowledging the rights and perspective of others. Now, what makes it interesting is that you are not only expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs respectfully and clearly, but you're also accommodating, you're also acknowledging that of the other person, which is why it's not just about talking, it's about you conversing, it's about you communicating, it's about you sharing with the other person that, look, this is what I am saying, this is what I'm trying to tell you, I hear you and I understand you, this is where I am, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so part of the things that also come with assertive communication is that you need to understand that there are boundaries and there are needs. You need to understand your needs, you need to understand the boundaries set, and you need to work within those boundaries. Do not just go ahead and have a conversation with someone just because you want to have a conversation. There has to be boundaries. You don't use swear words. You don't say things just anyhow. You're not passive, you're not aggressive. You're expressing your point in a way that is clear and direct, yet respecting others. There are 3 C's of assertive communication. One is that you are confident, you're clear, and you are controlled. Confident means that you are confident about what you're saying, you know what you're saying, you are clear about what you're saying. There are no ifs, buts in between. No, you're clear about what you're saying. And the third one is that you are controlled. Not that you are controlling, but you are controlled in the sense that you are able to control what you're saying to the person, you're able to control how you are talking to the person, and you're not sounding respectful in any way or in whatever form. All right, so it's important to understand that. So how then do you build boundaries, and how then do you make it clear that this is what you're trying to say? You're not trying to be rude, you're not trying to underestimate the other person. Now, what are boundaries? Let's understand what boundaries are first of all. Boundaries are personal limits. They are limits that you set to define acceptable behavior from others. What would you accept? What won't you accept? Right? These boundaries help you to actually be clear about what you're saying and what you would accept and what you not accept from the other person. So number one is being respectful and being direct, right? So you want to clearly state your needs and limits without being aggressive or passive. You also want to use the I statement, right? So I don't feel comfortable, as against you saying you always make me feel comfortable. So you say things like, I don't feel comfortable when you do this. I don't feel comfortable when you say this. It works better than you say you make me feel. When you use the word you're shifting your conversation from how you're feeling to placing the blame on the other person. No, when you are pushing blame to the other person, you can't resolve any conflict that way. So you want to be able to take it to say, look, this is how I feel about this thing that is happening. As again, this is how you make me feel. It's also important that you set clear expectations. So what are your expectations from this conversation? What are expectations from this thing that you're sharing with this person? Be clear about them. So the person you're communicating with understands that, okay, this is the point you want to pass across. This is what you're trying to let me understand. So if I go beyond it, then I'm actually crossing my boundaries. The next thing is you want to learn to say no. So the fact that you're communicating does not mean that you have to say yes to everything that is being said, but you also have to say that no politely. That no should be said politely and respectfully, right? Should be said politely and respectfully, okay? And then you want to maintain composure. You want to maintain composure. So you being composed means that you're not aggressive, you're not violent, you're not passive, right? You are able to go clearly say, look, this is what I'm trying to say. Stay calm and focused, even when it is difficult. Maintain that composure. And you see the benefits of assertive communication is there. I mean, the benefits are enormous, very, very enormous. Because number one, it helps improve your relationship. When you're able to communicate assertively, it helps to improve your relationship. It helps to reduce stress and anxiety because it allows you to take charge of the conversation and you're able to be clear as to what you're saying. Of course, once it can enhance your personal well-being, it increases your self-esteem. Trust me, it increases your self-esteem and makes you a better person and gives you a better relationship. So it's important to know that these things don't just come off the books. You have to work towards them. So you have to be able to communicate clearly. Let the other person know what you're saying. Let the other person know what exactly you're driving at. But you have to be clear, and you have to be clear, and you have to be able to, pass your message across in a respectful manner. So I hope that you found this interesting and you found this valuable. So go ahead, let me know in the comment section, when did you face a challenge or having a difficult conversation with someone? How did you handle it and how did it go? And I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Bye for now.